I was in a deep sleep. It was a long-awaited good night's sleep. Effective deep sleep has completely restored mental power. Some of your exclusive skills have been updated. I checked my clock and saw that it was already 4 p.m. Once Domyo Station and the surrounding areas were occupied last night, the accumulated fatigue settled firmly on me. Currently occupied: Chomuro, Main Base, Myeongdong, Dongdaemun History and Culture Park, Dongdaemun, Dongyo, Singdan Station, Cheongsu Station, Yaksu Station, Sinso-dong Station. Thanks to the Domyo group, I now had 9 stations. Now I just needed one more, and the King of the Road scenario would be over. Just a bit more, and I could achieve one of the key goals of the beginning scenarios: King of No Killing. Once I came out, Jung Hee-won and Lee Hyung-sung were waiting for me. "We're ready. When will we go?" "Please wait a minute." I looked towards the men who were heading towards me. "Did you sleep well?" Last night I decided all the members of Domyo would join my group. The 2 men in front of me were the result of that decision. Jung Min-so bowed to me and opened his mouth. "Please keep me alive." "Me too! Me too!" Originally I planned to kill Sungkook and Jung Min-so, but I changed my mind. These 2 were useful until I completely wiped out the Prophets. I put them in the Chomuro group and evolved the color of the flag to brown. With the brown flag, it became possible to restrict the actions of the group members. You have exercised the right of the representative. Group members Lee Sungkook and Jung Min-so have restrictions on their behavior. Sungkook and Jung Min-so's expressions changed the emerging system messages. 1. From now on, you can't tell others about my identity. Yes. 2. You must unconditionally submit to my commands, and you aren't allowed to act individually without my permission. Of course. Group members Lee Sungkook and Jung Min-so are willing to accept their restrictions. This restriction is a life restriction. If they break the restrictions, group members Lee Sungkook and Jung Min-so will die. I nodded and said, "Well, okay. I don't know when my heart will change, but everyone work hard. I'll decide while watching you." The 2 of them gulped and made hilarious faces. I didn't know what they were thinking. In any case, they wouldn't be able to stick to Yu Jong-uk, so it was better to stick to me. "By the way, Representative Nim, what should we call you in the future?" "Call me like you are now, but call me Yu Jong-uk in front of other prophets." Jung Min-so." "Yes?" "Give me the fugitive's mask." Jung Min-so was upset, but eventually gave it to me. Anyway, I had to pretend to be Yu Jong-uk if I wanted to go to the Night of the Prophets. This mask would be a preventative measure for a situation I didn't know. After a moment, the muscles on my face moved in a bizarre manner as my appearance started to change. It felt a bit weird, but I soon got used to it. This is the real appearance of Yu Jong-uk. Very handsome. The revelation wasn't wrong. These bastards. I want to snap out, but I closed my mouth. I didn't need to get angry over something like this. That reminded me. We better know the details of these guys just in case. Jung Min-so, what's your attribute? At this moment, a system message flashed in my head. The history of this person has been updated. What? I tried to use character list once again as a test. Character information. Name, Jung Min-so. Age, 25 years old. Constellation support, Cursed Gladiator. Private attribute, light projection, rare. 1089th person to get off, general. Exclusive skill, sword training level 2. Powerful blow level 2. Berserk level 3. Memory enhancement level 5. Stigma, repay grudges level 1. Overall stats, physique level 18. Strength level 16. Agility level 12. Magic power level 10. Overall evaluation, an incarnation that possesses good comprehensive skills and attributes. His sponsor is a bit lacking, but his ability as a warrior is considerable. He would have been one of the 12 apostles if he had been a bit more patient. He's really regretful. What do you mean that character list was updated? Person I wasn't able to see the attributes to until yesterday became the character? He was a prophet. In other words, a character outside the novel. Why did he suddenly change into a character? My attribute is no need. Yes? I also confirmed the attributes of Lee Sungkook. Fortunately, his attributes were the same. Hypnosis and 9th person to get off. The latter was garbage, but the former was a pretty good attribute. Give me your smartphone. Yep, here it is. I received a smartphone from one of them and connected to the chat room. No, the internet didn't work. Yesterday it was disconnected. The character, Han Dong-hoon, has used wide area internet level 5 on your smartphone. The device's internet is now available. As soon as I thought it, the internet was connected. I glanced toward the tent where Han Dong-hoon was located. There was a vibration from the smartphone indicating that a message arrived. I'm gonna believe in you, just this once. Maybe something changed with Han Dong-hoon after what happened last night. I'd really been worried about it, so I was glad. I sent a reply to Han Dong-hoon. Thank you. Sooner or later, I'd have a chance to talk to him. Once again, I opened Lee Sungkook's smartphone to connect to the Prophet's room. Chat room. List of participants. Number 9. 15, I feel like dying. 124, let's drop off. Number 763. 887, get off. Number 645. A total of 63 people. I looked at the numbers and their names and got a sense of who they were. But there was something strange. 36 people? Jung Min-so answered my question. All the prophets of the room stopped reading early. There are no apostles. By the way, Representative Nim, didn't you say it yesterday? You should have read to the end? Then do you know all the Book of Revelation? I looked at the expectant Joe Meetsum and laughed. I knew. Do you know? You won't regret taking my line instead of Yu Zhong's. After a while, we headed to Anguk Station while avoiding the surrounding conflict areas. It was because neither province was scheduled to be held. I spied on these guys through Lee Sung-kook's smartphone. Number 519. Really? Yu Zhong's coming this evening? Number 67. There's no doubt. Number 9 and number 1089 said it yesterday. 887, get off. The 9th is a newcomer, but I could believe it's the 1089th. 124, let's get off. This time they'll all be behind us. 887, get off. Number 124, you're in Seoul. How can those jerks fall behind you? 124, let's drop off. Except for me, of course. Local residents. Victory. 887, get off. I would like to be a regressor. If I had read up the novel at that time. No, if I read up to the 50th chapter. I'm jealous of those apostle scum. 15, I feel like dying. Don't you think the people who read over 50 chapters are abnormal? I don't know how they read over 50. 124, let's drop off. Real psychos. As expected. Humans who hid behind anonymity would reveal the truth. Perhaps the number before the nickname was where they stopped reading. Number 888. But are you sure there's no text version of the novel? 124. A few days ago I searched the internet and there was nothing left. A novel without a text. Tears. 763. Even if you had a copy, you wouldn't really share such a fraudulent thing. If I could really sell my soul, I'd buy it. The idea of trying to read ways of survival popped up. These guys. They should have read it with me at that time. Now they didn't know the days ahead. We've arrived. I was about to say, what, already? When I saw the platform of Anguk Station in front of me. The prophets who arrived in advance could also be seen. Nobody's occupied this place? Yes, it was a promise between the prophets. It could be dangerous to meet an occupied station. It's sort of like the DMZ. Then a prophet approached and waved. Hey, number 1089! Oh, it's number 763, Kyung. Drum Meetsum waved and welcomed the person. How have you been? Your face doesn't look good. Well spotted. The Tarantine is giving me hell. I told you not to advance toward the Dongbong side. Why didn't you listen? Number 763 glanced towards me and his face suddenly stiffened. Perhaps he's... Jung Meetsum nodded. Number 763's eyes showed astonishment. It's really an honor, Yu Jong-nim. The uproar caused the scattered prophets to gather one by one. Is that... Prophets ran together and pushed in front of me. There were also few female prophets. He looks better than I imagined. I'm number 998. It's nice to meet you, Yu Jong-nim. I'm number 1055. I felt like a real king. These shining eyes wanted to win my favor somehow. I wonder what they all looked like when they realized I really wasn't Yu Jong-uk. Most of them weren't worth paying attention to. Their knowledge of the future was dim and their abilities were poor. Yet there were some prominent people. It was very impressive when you fought against Demon King Asmodeus in the second regression. Oh. It was mentioned briefly in the Book of Revelations. Now that I met Yu Jong-nim, I feel like hearing it from you. Ways of Survival started with Yu Jong-uk's third regression, and all the stories from his second regression were treated as recollections. Yet this guy knew about Asmodeus? Why was he so impressed when he didn't read it till the end? Who are you? I'm number 1168. They almost read to the 50th chapter. Perhaps he was the one who read the most out of those present. Number 1168 asked me, Excuse me, is Yu Jong-nim's third turn right now? That's right. As expected. Some prophets had dark expressions. Yeah, I knew. Ways of Survival was an infinite loop, so those who discovered that it was early on in Yu Jong-uk's regressions would be quite disappointed. These jerks. They only got the cute side of Yu Jong in the beginning. In any case, those who didn't read till the end weren't satisfied. Then there was a disturbance behind me. Lee Hyung-sung-nim! Steel Lord Lee Hyung-sung! Lee Hyung-sung blushed as he was surrounded by people. What are you doing? I'm not Steel. I'm not that. Wow, just like the real Revelation. Look at these biceps. Oh, so taut. Lee Hyung-sung had a good-looking face and was quite popular among the female prophets. At that time, one passing prophet showed interest in Jung Hee-won. Excuse me, perhaps are you Maritime Admiral Lee Ji-hye? No. Then are you... I'm Jung Hee-won. Why? I see. The disappointed prophet moved past Jung Hee-won toward Lee Hyung-sung. Jung Hee-won looked at the station and spoke to me in the group chat. Why isn't anyone interested in me? Hee-won-shi isn't in the future. So do well from now on. I turned away from the miserable Jung Hee-won. I came to the Night of the Prophets for a reason. I couldn't waste time talking like this. Where's the weapon? Huh? The weapon you've hidden. I'll check it first. Here it is. The 763rd prophet moved excitedly toward the center of the platform and removed the cloth covering something. It It was a big stone present. I remember the moment I saw the meteor shower on the roof of the theater. No, wait a minute. Is that a meteorite? Haha, that's right. At this point, Yu Zhong might not know. According to the Book of Revelation, it contained a powerful weapon. A weapon? Yes, that's correct. Maybe it's a weapon like the top-ranking star relic. Doesn't the meteorite need hatching time and can't be used now? We have a rotation that will provide magic power. It'll hatch tonight at the latest. We've been working on it for a few days. I became colder as I looked at this proud bastard. A red pattern. It was nonsense. This thing shouldn't be known until at least the 4th regression. Which bastard gave you this information? Huh? The person who brought the meteorite to you. Oh, that's number 1124. He was the first one. Number 1124. A person who stopped reading early on knew this information? Where is he? Joe Mitsu looked around the place and muttered, "Oh, I guess he hasn't come yet." The informant didn't come. I thought for a moment before opening my mouth. We have to get out of here. It was a trap. Huh? Right now! This was the first time I got a cold sweat since Ways of Survival became a reality, since meeting Yu Zhong for the first time. This was a weapon? Who's stupid enough to think like that? I glanced around the prophet staring at me with naive eyes, and the platform started vibrating. I looked at the trembling meteorite and stepped back. I come here to sweep away the prophets, only to be the one swept away. What is this? Jomitsu made a stupid noise. Damn it. The 4th scenario hadn't even ended and the disaster of the 5th scenario was about to appear. I shouted toward Jung Hee-won and Lee Hyung-sung. Run away! This is why I couldn't trust those who didn't read to the end. To those damn people who got off early. Today became all wrong.